Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. So, Dallisa here. Yeah, I'm surrounded by some really amazing women, and we are coming to you live from Spirit and Spark. We are a boutique soul center located in the heart of Las Vegas. And if you've been following us for a while, you know that we tend to do like a weekly Facebook and Instagram live where we jump on, we talk about what's going on in the world and the universe, and we take questions from our viewers. And I don't know, like a week or so ago, I got a download from Spirit, because I'm a psychic medium, and it said, you're going to do an interview show, and you're going to call it Saturdays with Spirit. So they didn't really leave me a whole lot of choice on like what day of the week we were going to do it on. So we'll be coming to you on Saturdays doing a different format of a show called Saturdays with Spirit. And this here at the table is part of my team at Spirit and Spark. And I'm going to quickly go around the table and ask them to introduce themselves to you. But like I said, I'm Dallisa. I am the CEO of Spirit and Spark. I'm a 5th generation psychic medium. And I have clients all over the country, which I'm super thankful for. And if you're watching, thank you. We appreciate you viewing our video today. And yeah, I get to do fun stuff all the time with psychic and cards and good old-fashioned mediumship. So this is a new format. It's going to be interview style, where we're going to be doing some roundtable discussions on different topics. So think of us like maybe The View, but without the drama, and just like let's get down to it and really give you some value. So we'd love you to tell us if you're watching us right now on Facebook or Instagram. Please tell us where you are watching us from today. Tell us your city, your state, or if you're outside of the U.S., tell us what country you're watching from. And we're going to get started with introductions. So, Jennifer!
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I am a psychic medium here at Spirit and Spark. I also do energy work, Reiki, and I teach classes.
Teach classes, awesome.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name's Diane. I'm also a psychic medium. I'm a Reiki master, and I also do counseling too.
Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm the Angelic Shaman that works here. I'm also a psychic medium and a Reiki master teacher, and I teach classes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Theresa Lang, and I am a Reiki Master Practitioner here, as well as a guided meditation facilitator, doing all kinds of guided meditations, which I love to do.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Virginia. I'm the Astrologer at Spirit and Sparks, and I'm a therapeutic astrologer who can help you find your way on your life path through astrology. So getting to know yourself better and where you want to be in life.
Yahoo! Okay, you can't tell, but we're roasting because we're like sardines over here. So you don't catch like the behind the scenes stuff before we start our Facebook and Instagram lives, but it's like, we're running around with our heads cut off and trying to figure out like how to set this up. And we barely like pulled it off. We probably started a couple minutes late, but we're all like jammed in here together. But yeah, we're close. We actually just had a team meeting where we talked about like, let's go get it, rah, rah, rah. So we love spending time together. Yeah, we get to hang out here at Spirit and Spark. We have a lot of clients that come and see us from outside of Las Vegas. So it's a lot of fun to see where everybody, comes from and their story. And although so many of us are different, there's a lot of similarities with us as well. So let's start with a question. And I'm going to pose the question to the group. They were not prepped because we ran out of time. So they're just going to kind of wing this. But I want you to kind of jump in, and we're gonna give you our thoughts and our insights on different spiritual topics. And if you are watching and you have a question that you would like us to consider answering in terms of things you want our opinion on, maybe there's a topic that's been on your mind and you don't know maybe where to, like a book to read or a class to go to, and you want our suggestions, please leave us a comment. Whether you're watching it live or you're watching a replay, let us know. We do monitor the comments. So if there is something that you would like to know from us, let us know, and I can always tag everybody that's here so we can give you the input that you want. But this show is to give you as much value and as much information as we can in a relatively short amount of time. So where do I want to start? How about we start? Jennifer and I did a video last week We have almost like 6,000 views on it, which is great. But we talked about the energy of 2019 and like what people can expect. So we had to think about, and we have our astrologer, Virginia, here. If you had to think about 2019, and maybe you want to start, or if any of y'all want to jump in, what do you think the energy of 2019 is going to be like for everybody watching? What can we expect?
Well, for one, we have the North Node in Cancer, so you can expect a shift in the balance between work and home. I know in this crazy world, everybody's all about work, making money, but really it's going to be a conscious shift on how to create a balance between those two things to stay a little bit more connected. I would say a second theme is going to be with Sun conjuncting Pluto. Who are you? What is your identity? And are you attached to what the world views you as, or do you know who you are? So I think those are going to be really two strong themes for us within this year.
Is it going to be as hard as 2018?
Yes.
No, wrong answer. No.
Well, we're in a transformation phase, so it depends on how you handle transformation. So that will be your choice on whether you are liberated or if you feel confined. So I would say keep your mind open. Don't stay connected to any specific idea and be flexible, and then the year will be easier for you.
Okay, stay flexible. Oh, stay flexible, everybody. Anybody else have any thoughts on what they think this year is going to be like energetically? Yeah, go for it.
I think the key is on an individual basis, your own personal journey is to stay focused and keep your direction no matter what's going on around you. You're going to have to bend and flex and leave wiggle room in things going wrong, and then expect things to go right. Things don't always go wrong. So I would practice just figuring out what you want and set your sights, and then just stay focused and keep that direction no matter what. And
Perfect.
You will come out the other side.
Yeah, we always come out one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just regaining balance in your life, whether it's like work, exercise, spiritual work, trying to relearn who you are, as a spiritual being, period. I think there's a balance in everybody trying to pull their time together and doing things equally.
Perfect.
Work, meditation, working out your physical body, mind, body, soul, spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump into a big question. We're just going to dump off the deep end. Okay, how about jump off the deep end? I didn't get much sleep last night, okay? No, I wasn't out like partying either. So let's talk, we do a lot of work with spirits and mediumship and connecting. And so if you had to think about what life on the other side is like what do you think happens when we cross over? I think it's a question I ask myself a lot, and I get asked a lot by clients of, okay, well, my mom's on the other side. What is she doing? What is life like? And I went to UNLV, and I had the opportunity to study with Dr. Raymond Moody, and he is one of the leading experts in the world on near-death experiences and life after death. And I've always had a fascination with it. I've never had a near-death experience myself, but I've always kind of wondered what it would be like once you come out of your body. And there are a lot of consistencies with near-death experiences. Normally you see a white light, you go toward the light, it feels like love. You are greeted by people in spirit that you knew while you were alive, including pets. And there are lessons learned. Oftentimes people will talk about a review process that they go through, which makes them feel everything from the other person's perspective that they had in that situation or moment while they were alive. So you're feeling it from the viewpoint of the person that you either hurt or created joy for. And so it makes you relive everything again, but from the mirror of what you did. And so those are some of the consistencies. What do you guys think it's like over there?
I don't feel that you ever die. I feel that your soul and your consciousness always goes on. So when you do die, you're just leaving your human body here. I don't feel that you ever do die.
Yeah.
Yeah, your energy definitely lives on. The one thing that I will back up Dallisa on what she's saying is it's a really general idea of knowing that you're going to have the judgment come, like the evaluations of how you handled yourself. But one thing I want to let everyone know too is that just be rest assured that all the karma, all the things that you've done good and bad in this life, you have the chance to actually fix that and correct that in this life. And that's what this whole spiritual journey is for. That's why all these ladies around here are sitting next to me, is because we're like, come on guys, let's rebalance this karma, the good and the bad. Like, learn to receive the love and abundance that you've earned. Also, let go of the burdens, let go of the anger, let go of the resentments, because you will be presented with that afterlife. So you do have the chance to correct that in this lifetime, so you don't have to wait until after you pass to be reevaluated with it or be shown it. It's like, oh, let's pass on and just say, okay, next thing.
Okay, so on that point though, because somebody's watching and going, oh, well, how do I course correct things I've done in this lifetime before I do go over and have judgment? So is there something that people that are watching can do to help to clear the karma that they've brought forward?
I would say more a self-awareness of clearing that in your own energy field, and that's
like accountability,
okay. Taking responsibility, owning that you might have held on to the negative experience, which might be a grudge or anger or resentment. We were just talking about this with a client I had over the phone, but some people don't know how to go about that on your own. Some people don't even know that they're holding a grudge until like one of us say, hey, what's this anger I feel towards, one of your family members or something, and they're like, oh my God, I thought I let that go, but they didn't. It's still in their energy, and we wouldn't have been able to see it if they didn't have it in their energy field still. So it's just, I feel very grateful to be in this space with these ladies who are open and being able to see these things for other people, but just being in a higher level of awareness of what you're feeling and being able to allow yourself to process those emotions, giving yourself the time to do that. Some people just say, nope, I can't deal with that right now. I've got to go pick up the kids or something, from school, and I can't be like this picking my kids up. It's like, allow yourself the 5 minutes just to breathe through it, and sometimes just that allows the energy to flow through. And imagining it coming in, because we receive it through a thought, and then we bring it into our heart and we feel it. And then it's like, oh my God, our fears and worries go through our root chakra, and it's like, okay, and we can't think about that. Sometimes we stop right there at the root chakra. And you just got to breathe it through, all the way through, and then let it out.
And if they have zero idea what you just said, the good news is you can go to spiritandspark.com. This is Brandy if you want to know like what she just said. Or you can make a comment and ask a question for Brandy, and we can make sure that she gets it and answers it. It can get complicated if you start overthinking it. But if you've got somebody that's in the driver's seat with you and can walk you through it, we're not telling you you're going to be like in hell and damnation for eternity. We're just saying like, take accountability for yourself and your actions and learn from them. And it doesn't have to be as scary as maybe you think it might be, depending on some of the choices you've made in your life so far.
Practice compassion and forgiveness on a daily basis, and don't mirror someone else's anger. Like if they're angry, then you mirror them with kindness. That's the best way to kind of bring it out into the world. We all make mistakes, so don't get hung up on that, and start over every day with practicing kindness.
Beautiful, I love that.
I have a little bit of a different spin, only because I feel like this is really compassionate for humans to view it as not judgment. It's more of a, when you cross over, it's an observation and a review. And I believe we come here to learn lessons. And the biggest one, if we all could learn self-love, we wouldn't have any wars. So we are presented with the unhealed parts within ourselves. People come in, people come out to play that out, so that we learn the lesson of how to love with detachment and not attachment, and be loving mirrors to one another, mirroring back that, if they're out of balance or they're not feeling, or they're being aggressive or whatever towards you, you don't own that. That's theirs. That's their lesson. You're triggering something in them that needs to be healed. So I don't look at it like judgment and labels. It's all about, when are you going to connect and go, oh wow, there's a better way. And it's all about love, not fear. So when you cross over on the other side, I haven't done it yet, So I'm not an expert.
You have. You've
Not
been
that
there.
We're all going to one day. I can guarantee that. But I would say stay out of fear and stay in love, and have that compassion and wiggle room for people. We're all on our own map and journey trying to learn what we need to learn. And some people close that off. They're like, I'm done. I don't want to learn. It's not about trespassing and force. It's just about you and your choices. What do you want to make?
All right, Brandy, you have one final thing.
One final thing on that note. You're not judged on everything that you do. You're judged on how you feel about it. So when the life review comes up on your video and you've seen yourself doing something or causing harm or causing sadness, it's just like, you know, how does that make you feel now as of who you are, who you developed to be when you passed? So if you truly feel sorry for that, and you're you know, it's bothering you that you've done that, or you feel compassion towards the other person, you have an understanding of what you did and you regret that, that's washed clear. It's not what you've done, and it's not like, oh darn, I remember that one time and I'm gonna look at this. It's like, no, if you've actually grown and you've done the things that you were supposed to do and learning to forgive and love yourself, and you've evolved from that, then when you're shown that life review, then and you feel sorry for that, and you've had the compassion and the understanding of it, then it's actually just cleared. It's not based on what you've done. It's based on how you feel about it.
Ooh, handle the emotions.
Yeah.
Like that's really important. We're going to kind of go a slightly different pathway now. We talked about what it's like on the other side and maybe what people have to look forward to. What about reincarnation?
Oh, yeah.
Reincarnation. Do you think you come back in? Do you think you always come back in as human? Do you think you always come back into Earth? Why would you come back? Why would you come back in? So as you kind of think about it and what you feel on reincarnation, there's a book, I haven't read it yet, I've got it on physical and audiobook. It's called The Boy Who Knew Too Much, and I've heard really good things about it, but it's about a little boy who starts recalling memories of a past life as a baseball player, a very specific baseball player, and he knew things that nobody would know unless you were the person who had lived that lifetime before his. I just think there's
psychic.
Or what?
Or psychic.
Or a psychic, yeah. So, yeah, I think that there's definitely, in my opinion, reincarnation. Then you can even go a step more and you say, well, if time is an illusion, which time is an illusion, then are all the lifetimes happening at once? Or are they in some kind of order, depending on what you have to learn? So, whatever you want to talk about in regards to reincarnation, Diane's thinking about it.
I do think that people are reincarnated. I do believe that there are some lessons that people need to learn, and they come back to relearn those or learn them. So that's kind of my belief on that, as far as reincarnation.
Yeah, awesome.
I think it's a continuous flow of energy. You're just shifting form. I do think you can exist in many times, you know, at once. I mean, the universe is enormous, so it's got to be obviously more than what we just see. So I definitely think stay in a good energy, because you will definitely transcend that.
Perfect.
Oh.
Jennifer's thinking about reincarnation over there.
Yes, and I believe that we reincarnate. I know that I've reincarnated, and I feel that I'm also living in different realms as well, and have come from different planets. I asked my daughter the other day what she thought of reincarnation, and she said, she's 13, she says, well, Mom, you're always reincarnating all the time. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
Kids are so smart. Oh my gosh, the kids that are being born right now are totally different than generations past. I mean, I see it with young children that I'm around and the things that they say. And so what I've learned to do is I ask them the follow-up question. So if they say something like, oh, in my dream the other night I was flying around, I was like, really? So where'd you fly to? Who were you visiting? Because I know what oftentimes that represents, an astral projection and leaving your body and traveling to different spaces. And the child that I asked about, I said, well, tell me more. What did you go and see? They were describing a friend that they saw, what the friend was doing. And I was like, wait till you're a little bit older and I tell you what that's all about. So the kids are definitely different. But yeah, I think we're kind of all on the same page about reincarnation and that we believe in it.
There's a different aspect I'd like to
Speak
share.
up. Yeah, Brandy would like to share something.
So, in the area of where you were saying that there's people that are incarnated in different places all at once. Typically, that goes in a format. It's very easy to explain. It's your higher self. There's your soul. There's your higher self, and then here's your oversoul. And your oversoul is connected to God. So that's just, if I could draw it out for you, here you are. Here's your higher self. Here's your oversoul. And if I could draw a graph, your oversoul can incarnate so many different parts of you at once. So if you ever come in contact with somebody that, I feel like I've known them my whole life. I feel like I can talk to them about anything. We share so much in common. It's typically maybe because they stem from what we call your oversoul. And that's the part of you that's closest to God. And I believe that we all incarnate because the God spirit is learning.
Cool.
Astrologically
Through us.
speaking, you have your north node and your south node. So your south node is what you brought in from your past life, and your north node is the direction you want to go. And the idea is to learn about your north node to heal your south node. So, I mean, it's just amazing, and everybody has it in their chart.
Yeah, and the good news Virginia brought up is she's got a class coming up. As the owner of the business, I have to, talk about business sometimes.
Yeah.
But she's got Discover Your North Node. It's an astrology class. If you happen to live in Las Vegas or you're somewhat nearby and you can drive over, Saturday, January 19th, so next Saturday. At 6 o'clock. You've got a couple of spots left.
Just a few spots
literally like a couple of spots
Yeah.
left. It's only $25 and it includes your custom birth chart. And you'll talk about where their north node is, what
Correct.
it means, like what they're working on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. North node is super exciting, and if anything in your whole entire chart, that's the one thing you need to know, because it's where you want to go. It's your roadmap.
I gotta look mine back up. I don't remember where it's at. Astrology is like a whole other animal.
Language for sure.
Oh my gosh, I try to keep up. If you read our January horoscopes, and you can find them on spiritandspark.com, Virginia wrote those, so I'm sure she's working on her
I'm
February.
working on February right now. We got halfway through.
Oh, perfect. Oh, wow, good job. Okay, so we talked a little bit about how you can come back as a different type of being, or maybe in a different location. So let's talk about UFOs. I mean, we're just going in this. So UFOs. I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents had a cabin out, it's still there, but a cabin out in the middle of nowhere in Idaho. Like all these celebrities are moving to Idaho now. It's like the cool place to be. So we would sit like in the middle of nowhere on this deck, and my grandmother, who I get my gifts from, we would sit out there and she'd go, "Did you see that?" Because there's no lights. We're like, literally, there's nothing around us. And we would watch these mysterious flying objects that were up in the sky. So I think, personally, there is way more out in the universe than just us human beings. I've never seen an alien in real life. I've never been up close and personal with a spacecraft. I'm going to tell one quick thing. I was driving down in Las Vegas. I was driving down the 15 one day. This was like a few years ago, but it never left me. I'm driving down the freeway, and there's this big semi that had an open bed on it. And I swear to God, to this day, I still believe it was a UFO. And they had it covered, but it's giving me the chills even talking about it. You can tell by the shape. I'm like, where did that thing come from? So I think I came up close and personal with one, but not in a way that I maybe would have wanted to. I didn't think I would see one driving down the 15 in Vegas, but...
I've never seen a UFO.
You've never seen one? Do you believe in UFOs?
I've
seen
seen
one in
it.
Sedona.
She's seen them in Sedona.
At night.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I talk to dead people and aliens. I see orbs. I feel that anything that's on a different dimension, I personally am not going to see. Just like like a human being, I'm not going to see, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be translucent, or I'm going to see it in my mind's eye, because that's how I travel and astral project. So that's how I connect with the other side. Have I ever seen one in human form? Actually, I do feel that I've met people that say that they're human, and they're not. I know they are not.
We know you're watching.
They're all over the place. It's like Men in Black. I believe that, especially here in Vegas, in Sin City, 24 hours a day. It's all going on. Everything in the movies is happening now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've had some clients where they sit down and I'm having a conversation with them and I'm like, I think they're part alien.
I told them too, and they're like,
Yeah.
Nobody told me that. How did you know? Because I can tell the way you talk. Your eyeballs are they even real? Let me feel it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, anything else about aliens? I see the wheels turning.
I would like to say that a lot of people, like we were talking about in reincarnation, I think the two of those questions kind of go together. So if you've incarnated in a different life, you definitely bring that energy into your earthly human life. So like if you were on another planet and you did have another form, you're going to bring those characteristics with you. So I can see why you would see that. I also, in a lot of my readings, I can connect with people's spirit guides. Just like most of the other ladies here, we can see other energies around people. And I've seen ETs that are like, hey, I'm here, I'm so heart-centered and so heartfelt, I'm waiting for them to see me. And they're like this tall. And, I see them in spirit form, but no, never in like the sky or with my physical eyes, I can't see them, but I see little bits and pieces of like fragmented parts of how people compile into their human experience, like fairy energy and in galactic energies. There's definitely little body language that they have, and characteristics and personality quirks and stuff.
I mean, we're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is governed by Uranus, which is all about new technology. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves and where they show up. But it's upon us now. So.
Here. Oh yeah. If you think 2019 is going to be an interesting year, wait until 2020.
2020 should be
2020. 2020. It'll be like June of this year, and it'll be like, okay, 2020, we gotta talk about it. It's gonna be that kind of year. So this year, I feel like needs to be more about like asking yourself, what is it that I need to heal? What is it that I maybe have that's kind of this outstanding karma that needs to be reevaluated? Where am I holding grudges or anger? Because I feel like with where we're going in these next 2 years, this year and next year, I don't think we're going to feel that great taking this heavy baggage with us.
No.
I think they're asking us now, like, you got to shed your stuff. And so if you're not doing the work on yourself, or you're not loving yourself with some fierceness, if you're mad at somebody right now and you can feel it as I say that in your heart, that's giving you your warning sign. You got to do the healing on that so that you can go where the vibration is taking us, which is, I feel it's going to be completely different.
Let go of outdated belief systems too, and just recreating them for yourself. I mean, is this really still working for me, or can I look at it in a different way?
Yeah. Selena is behind the cameras today. Selena, we're going to wave to Selena. So, Selena, if you were one of the lucky people, the luckiest people ever, Selena is learning the craft of Reiki, and so she gave out complimentary sessions as she's still learning Reiki and how to do it. So we asked her to stick around today and help us with our cameras. And Selena, if you happen to see any questions you think might be a good fit for this format, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll keep talking up here. But we're really looking for people that have questions around anything they want our opinion on. Something maybe you're confused about, or a book or a class that we think would be really good for you. So if there is a question you have that you would like our insight and opinion on, this would be the show to ask that. I'm always reading different books and trying out different decks of cards or trying different crystals and the energy of crystals. As you think about it, is there like a tool that you like, or a book you've read lately, or or somebody that you've been following that's a spiritual thought leader that you think people should know about? Is there something that you think people need to know? I know, crickets, I'll give you a second. I went to, which had been on my bucket list for a while, I went to go see Tony Robbins the other day. And I was like, I wonder what this is going to be like. You know, I've kind of seen him on TV and stuff like that. And by the end of it, it was a 4 or 5 hour gathering. I say gathering at the Orleans Arena. But it was a gathering. We were all crying, and he talked a lot about having a grateful heart, and that gratefulness can move you into a higher vibration so that you're not suffering. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really important. But I liked his workshop. I'm going to go to one that he has this year in California, so I'm signed up and ready to go. But I even though I do this for a living and I work with clients all over the place, I think a lot of us would agree that going to classes, learning, continuously trying to find different wisdom and how we can pull it together and make sense of it. I think we're always, all of us are trying to seek knowledge and wisdom so that we can be the best spiritual leaders for the people around us and for our clients. We take what we do very seriously.
Yes.
Our mission is to help people in a really meaningful way, an authentic way. We have a lot of integrity, and I can tell you, not all psychics, mediums, astrologers, shamans, Reiki practitioners, they are not created the same. Anybody could go online tomorrow and say that they are a Reiki practitioner. You know, if you study long enough, you'll be able to put together some things about astrology. But in order to really know your craft, you have to take it seriously. And every single one of us at this table take our craft seriously. Mm-hmm. So I would say is also a tip, don't believe everything you hear or see. Really do your homework and make sure that you trust your intuition and that you're being led with authenticity from people that really want the best for you. So if you had a tip or resource or a person.
I do.
Yeah.
Locally, there is, he is a keynote speaker, motivational speaker. He's a retired Cirque du Soleil performer. His name is Vital Germain, and he has 3 books out, and he travels around and has keynote speaking engagements. And I went to one of his recently and got his latest book. His first book is Flying Without a Net. But he really understands the contrast of having nothing and not only that, but coming from an abusive situation as a child and then reaching great heights. And in that contrast in his lifetime, he's able to glean what it takes for an individual to simplify, to get from A to B and a protocol and a formula. And his books have that. So I really appreciate him. He's local here once in a while when he's not in other cities and states. And then through him, I met a woman called Amanda Danielle with Shake the World. She has a new company, 195, and she's going worldwide in Africa, Costa Rica, doing speaking engagements. She's a philanthropist, but they're collaborating together and they're going out there. So what I'm saying is when you connect with people like that, like Tony Robbins, Vital Germain, or Amanda Danielle, who's a meaningful mentor, she's mentoring me, you are going to grow, and that's what the focus and your direction can be. But if you get caught up in the mundane things of life, you're never going to get to where you want to go. So what's the reason? What's the bottom line? What's the purpose? It's so that you can advance and you can feel a source of gratefulness, unconditional love for yourself and others, and you begin to ripple that out. And I know that's one of the things that Amanda and Vital both talk about is how do you impact your world? How do you impact others with your energy? You're responsible for the energy that you bring into this world. It's nobody else's fault. But here's the thing, we lovingly take you and show you how you can get to those places. So I would say through education and connecting with people that resonate with you, listen to it. Because I didn't know Vital. I just had this guidance going, you need to go to his thing. Probably like you with Tony Robbins. You need to go to his thing. I went to his thing and I met Amanda. So that's what I'm saying. I encourage people to listen to themselves. When you see somebody, you are valuable. You do deserve to grow and be all you can be. Reach out. We don't know it all. We'll never know it all.
Yeah.
So reach out and connect. Connection is key. So that's all I got to say.
And Selena, if there is a question, go ahead and load that up. Is there something you wanted to add?
I go to retreats. I go to a college. It's called the Way Shores College. Everyone there is psychic. I go every summer to summer camp. I just did a retreat with them in the last coming months, and then I'm going to Hawaii next month to invest in myself. And when I'm not going away to school to bring back all of that great information to share with all of you, I'm doing meditation regularly every day and investing in myself and loving myself, going to the gym with Dallisa. Everyone here at this table has taught me, they're teaching me new things every day.
We learn from each other. I don't have any authors or anything like that to share, but I do meditate a lot. I meditate with my Thai monk master, he's here at the temple in Vegas. So if you could just look and find what resonates with you, what feels good to you, any type of love that you're giving yourself or any type of peace you're giving yourself throughout the day is going to be your biggest teacher.
Yeah, speaking of the meditation with your Thai monk master, see how I just worked this in? If you happen to be in Las Vegas, we have our Meditation with Master and Me, a Thai monk meditation class. And that is going to be on Monday, January 21st at 1:30 p.m. It's love donation. The love donations go back to the monk and his temple. And the people, this room is always packed with people when he comes to do his meditation. He's the most gentle, loving being that you can be around. I would highly encourage you to come and sit with us. There's really no specific format that you have to follow. Just come, close your eyes, focus on your breath, and meditate with the Thai monk master. Selena, do we have anything that you would like to? Yeah, she's shaking her head. You're gonna throw us under the bus, or is
no.
it?
Marie DeLeon says, I would love to hear your thoughts on how some people think healing modalities are the same as witchcraft, and what are the differences?
Good question.
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so thank you, Marie, for tuning in and watching. Okay, so thoughts on the differences between like what we do and witchcraft. I mean, I can say, I don't know the first thing about witchcraft. I will tell you, I was likely a Salem witch back in Massachusetts in a prior lifetime, but I literally don't know anything about witchcraft. I've had people that have come in as clients that do practice. They've talked to me a little bit about it. To me, it feels very different. Do you have some insight on how you would kind of describe the differences, and if somebody thinks that you're a witch for doing your work, or?
I think the way I would describe myself in a different way would probably be a lot of what Reiki is, and a lot of what shamanic energies and psychic mediums. The power of surrender in this work is so important. You have to literally put your ego out of the way in order to help somebody else. And so this is learning how to develop relationships with spirit guides and learning yourself. And I think that that is completely different than witchcraft. And I have nothing against witchcraft at all, actually. I think it's a beautiful craft. And any time you get your ego in the way, I think that's where, people get bad raps or whatever. But witchcraft, I think, is where you set intentions. You set specific intentions. So you come to see a witch or a witch doctor to have a certain thing. I want this in my life, or I want to manifest abundance in my life, or they do spells. I think that would be a little different than what energy work or Reiki practitioners or shamans are. I think you would go see a witch or do witchcraft yourself to set intention, or to do spell work, or or who knows, my aunt is very witchy and I love her to death, and she just has a natural connection to earth, and she says that being a witch or doing witchcraft is being connected to the elements of the earth and internally having the hum of the earth in your being and being connected to nature. And but it's up to you how you want to be a witch. How do you want to practice? What is your craft, Hers is just being connected to the elements and doing it for healing. Other people like to do spell work. Energy workers like to practice energy. you know, and we all are different. I think the most important thing is to keep your ego out of the way, and then you don't get a bad rep for being a witch, a warlock, an energy practitioner, a shaman, a psychic. Any of those, we're all working with energy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, but her question is, what is her question? What people think, what the difference in
it feels
modalities.
more like judgment.
So what I would say to that, what I was resonating with that question is, we're into labels again and judgment. So people call what they do a certain label, and it's all sometimes based in fear. I mean, you could have the highest priest in the world that people worship, that's godly, that's, you know, doing bad things behind the scenes that you don't know about. So to me, and it goes back to what she's saying, it's all about energy and intention. You can label it any way you want, but people have to have labels because they don't understand it. So in order to understand it, you have to give them a label. But they may have a subconscious imprint that tells them that a witch or a priest is bad or wrong. It's just all energy. Just read up Nikola Tesla. It's all about frequency and energy and your intention. You can be, we both have dark and light in us. Okay, so it's whatever, because we have all those emotions, anger, hate, love, all of that. So it's just about what are you focusing in on. So if you go to somebody to do a spell, trust and know that if it's a malevolent thing, they're going to give you a malevolent spell. It's their intention, and it's what they're powering behind it. If you go to someone and you go on Facebook, hey, my son is sick, please pray for him. Those people praying lift up through their energy that person. So that's the witch stuff. You can't get caught up in what other people believe. You just have to stay in your own frequency, stay in your own lane, and be who you are. Don't worry about that.
And trust your own intuition. What energy are you feeling? Are you feeling a shadow side or a light side? And your body will tell you, so just pay attention.
We
all have
we need
both,
to embrace the dark in us and love ourselves.
There's no light without
Just
dark.
no trespassing, and what you put out is what you get back, and being respectful.
Yeah. I'm going to ask everyone watching this, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, to please let us know if you do have a question. Comment on this video. I'm going to take the comments and questions that you have, and I'm going to roll them over into the next episode that we're going to have next Saturday, so that we can get to your questions, because we want to ultimately answer the questions that you have on your mind. And so please comment. It's not too late, and let us know what you'd like our opinions, insight, or tips on in regards to spirituality, psychic, mediumship, astrology, you name it. So go ahead and comment with your question, and I'll round those up for our next episode. I would like to ask our panel here for their final last thoughts. And what I'm going to ask you today is to provide a piece of good news, okay? So it could be a good news about anything, but I think it's so important in the world we live in today, when we're surrounded by so much negativity, so many things that are going wrong, or violence, anything that we're seeing on media or the evening news. I think it's important to shed light and to provide where things are going right. And so I want everybody here to give a really quick piece of good news that they want to share. And I would encourage everyone that's watching as well, comment with one piece of good news that you have going on in your life right now. I think when you focus on what's going right, then you have the ability to attract more of that into your being, and your life then becomes exponentially more joyful. So focus on what's working. So comment on the stream here. Let us know what your piece of good news is. And I will also lastly throw in, before we get to this, that we have a weekend coming up where I'm teaching Psychic Development Level 1. That's going to be on January 26th. And the spots are filling up. We have an early bird going on right now, but it's a 5-hour certification class where I'm going to teach you everything I know about beginning and learning how to develop your psychic skills. And then the following day, Jennifer is doing Reiki Attunement Level 1. And so that's going to be on Sunday. So even if you don't live in Las Vegas and you think, hey, I want to go take a weekend trip, come and be with me on Saturday, be with Jennifer on Sunday, make a whole weekend of it, and get 2 certifications out of it. And you'll be so happy that you did. So who wants to start with your good news?
Jupiter's still in Sagittarius,
I am a Sagittarius. If you are a Sagittarius, you should be so happy.
So excited. It's an optimistic, abundant time. Keep shifting and just look for your opportunities because they're out there. So I would say that's good news.
Heck yeah, Jupiter and Sagittarius is like the best news ever.
Yeah, it is. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm enjoying that. I have a book coming out called Soul Ties, Releasing the Ties That Bind, and I'm going to be public speaking in Austin, Texas to a group of 500 women, give or take. And reaching out isn't about me, but it's about the greatness of going through all the turmoil to get to these areas that I got to in my life to help others. And so that is really great news, and I am just so grateful and thankful that I'm able to advance and reach more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good news. I shared the Yelp news last time, but just in case people are watching that didn't catch us, we got an award from Yelp for having so many people that love us from 2018. So if you're one of those people that have come in, seen us, and given us one of those 5-star reviews, we love you, we thank you. It really, really, really does matter. So I think that news is really great. I mean, I have so much to be thankful for. I'd say one thing I've been really enjoying doing lately, because I haven't done it that long, is blessing my food before I eat it. And so just some food for thought, that before you eat your next meal, maybe just set your mindset and your energy into the food and allow the food to bless you. So maybe you already do it, and if you do, kudos to you, but something to think about. Food for thought. Good news? Anybody got good news over here? No?
What's coming in for me is just remember that you're here on planet Earth. Think of Earth as a university. You're here to learn and grow, and there's no mistakes in life, just stepping stones. And there's a huge awakening. The Earth is transcending, and she wants us to go with her and with consciousness and grow spiritually. So let's all do that together, because that's why we're here. We're here to help each other find love from within and grow consciously with this amazing Earth that we're on.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Well, you kind of took what I was going
sorry.
to say. I'm sorry. Mine was definitely growing, learning things, and I have many things to be thankful for, but those were definitely things that I was thinking of. I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm expanding, and it's all good. It's all really good.
Mm-hmm. The good news is that it's never too late. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. So, time is not of the essence. There is no concept of that. So just be patient with yourself and accept where you are, accept others where they are, and live in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you enjoyed watching our very, very, very first Saturdays with Spirit. I hope that you watched this and learned something new, and maybe it's making you think a little bit about where you're at on your own journey and how you can bring more light into the world. So again, please comment, let us know what questions you have that you would like us to explore on future episodes. And if you know anyone in the Las Vegas area or anyone that's going to be traveling here that would like to be a special guest on the panel, please let me know by visiting spiritandspark.com and send me a note. I would love to include them in future episodes. It will be a mix moving forward of people on our team and other influencers in the spiritual community, as well as entrepreneurs. So we're looking forward to connecting with you again. Selena, thank you for manning our cameras back there. And we're looking forward to connecting with you soon, spiritandspark.com. Until then, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.